All right, on to our big story that we are tracking on India Sense today, which is Prime Minister Modi's three-nation tour that is set to start from the 16th of November. All eyes are on the upcoming G20 Summit that will take place in Brazil. In the wake of India's groundbreaking presidency in 2023, the world is now bracing for a new chapter of global diplomacy, one where India continues to assert itself as the voice of the global South, and of course pushing the narrative of inclusivity, sustainability and reform on the global stage. In fact, India's leadership in 2023 saw the G20 encompassing 88% of the global GDP, 78% of international trade and 3/4 of the world's population. These numbers tell a story of unprecedented cooperation, but there's more. It in fact reflects India's rising stature as a leader of the world's emerging economies. New Delhi is advocating for fairer and more sustainable global development. In fact, the summit also saw pivotal milestones like the Green Development Pact, which committed G20 nations to tripling their renewable energy capacity by 2030, and the launch of the Global Biofuels Alliance, which was a groundbreaking initiative designed to boost sustainable biofuel production globally. India is set to continue its focus as far as renewable energy is concerned, both at G20 and also at the bilateral visits that are lined up later, whether it's Nigeria or Guyana. This is the first G20 where the African Union will be a full member after its induction last year at the India Summit. In fact, this year's G20 and its declaration will be reflective of the global South and play a central role as far as the global decision-making is concerned. And this year, India's focus will be on ensuring the hard-won gains of 2023 are not lost. The 2024 G20 theme, which is building a just world and a sustainable planet, aligns perfectly with India's long-standing stance, one that's calling for a need for global governance reforms, social inclusion, and a shift to sustainable development. India's core message will continue to resonate. A just and sustainable world can only be achieved if the voices of the global South, emerging economies, are heard loud and clear. India's advocacy is based on the belief that any real solutions, whether it's for climate change, whether it's for closing the digital divide, will be found only if they are inclusive and they address the needs of the world's most vulnerable. The bilateral with Guyana is part of India's strategy to engage more with the CARICOM nations. It follows Jamaican Prime Minister's recent visit to India. Collaboration is going to be on economic ties, climate assistance, as well as strengthening the historical and cultural ties that India has with CARICOM nations.